Hello everybody, this is The Last Raider. We are back with another video. And today we are in the movies. Yes, we're back in the Hollywood silver screen. And just like the title says, Sean Connery died and took James Bond with him. Because right after James Bond dies, the franchise just decides to commit suicide. Pretty much, I'm over here on Bounding into Comics, and they're talking about how LaSasha Lynch is going to be basically she's going to become the new 007. And this is kind of dumb for a couple of reasons. But the main reason is it's pretty much hypocritical of the left. The left has this idea that these woke, crazy people, the Kathleen Kennedys, pick a franchise, okay? We've done this with Terminator, we've done this with Star Wars, we've done this with Star Trek, and it is just this idea that we have to replace every major hero that is a white male with a woman of color. And not only can they not do this properly, but they do it in such a way that it almost as if they enjoy pissing off the fans. And the moment they do this, it completely kills the franchise. I don't understand where Hollywood's getting this idea. You could easily have made 2 or 3 more Terminator movies if done properly. Because of Dark Fate, you will probably not ever get another Terminator movie again. That cash cow has been killed. They are killing the gooses because because to them they're not laying golden eggs fast enough, or they're offended at them laying golden eggs for some reason. They just rather eat the goose than just have the egg and go buy some freaking food. Anyway, we're going to go down here to a point where we got some quotes going on here from Lynch herself. Lynch stated, "I am one black woman. If it were another black woman cast in the row, it would have been the same conversation. She would have got the same attacks, the same abuse. I have to remind myself that the conversation is happening and that I am a part of something that will be very revolutionary." And that is the point. That's what those are the 2 things I want to focus on. One, no Lynch. No one is mad at you. No one really cares. And I'll tell you why we don't care. Because we're just going to watch your movie. And I hate to break it to all the Hollywood lefties and all the directors out there, but if people don't buy your product because you have pissed off your customer, yeah, I'm in rural Missouri. If you can hear that, you can hear that truck back there going by. Sorry about that. But you're sitting here, you piss off your customers, and they say, you know what? We don't want to go back no more. We don't want to deal with it. We got the old James Bond. You know what I could do? Instead of watching your show, instead of watching the movie that you're going to be in, I'm just going to thumb up Goldfinger and watch that. Because that is the best Bond movie ever made. And I dare anyone to tell me any different. It is the best Bond movie with the best James Bond and one of the most iconic James Bond villains ever. The only thing missing possibly would be Jaws, but Odd Job is just amazing. He still carries himself as a quintessential Bond henchman. And with that, you're going to have a character. You're going to have this woman go in here, and not on her as an actress. I'm quite certain she's a capable actress. What I'm going to say to her is, you're going to be forced to play a role that is not written to the potential that it could be. And this is something that I'm going to say right now. With the second part, where they talk about where she says it'll be very revolutionary. No, it's not. The character will probably be written as a Mary Sue. She's probably going to save James Bond multiple times, to the point that he'll either be killed, he'll be so ineffective that he'll be killed, or he'll just quietly retire. Yes, yes, strong black woman, you're superior to me, and he's going to just limp off to obscurity, be completely humiliated through the entire movie, which I don't want to see, because James Bond is one of my favorite characters. That has nothing to do with you being a woman or a man. Okay? It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has to do with how I know from experience this is going to be written. It's going to be trash. It's going to be little more than Russian propaganda. That's the only thing you could really compare it to. Russian propaganda during the Cold War, where they told all their starving people that they were winning and this was the best that life could get. While people were over here getting food and living high on the hog. Yes, America was not perfect, but hey, you know what? We had some things going for us. And honestly, I don't want to watch a movie that is poorly written. Let me tell you something. If you want to see how awesome James Bond is, if you want to see, you want to sit there and tell me, oh, some male power fantasy or something like that, I'll tell you what you do. Go to Hulu, queue up Goldfinger, and watch the laser scene. That scene right there will never happen with any female character coming from Hollywood. You're never going to see something like that. Where and I'm telling you, if you ever look at this, it's a scene where the villain has James Bond on the ropes. And he's sitting there, and Sean Connery's Bond looks at him and says, "You expect me to talk?" And he goes, "No, I expect you to die, man. That's why you're here. I'm just dragging it out. I want you to suffer in your last moments while you freak out." That's the whole point of Goldfinger's entire nonsense. His entire premise there is to make Bond suffer, to fear in his last moments, knowing that there's nothing he can do to escape the situation. What does Bond do? He finds a way out. We got another truck coming. That one wasn't as loud. But what does Bond do? He manages to convince Goldfinger that it's better to leave him alive than dead. And the reasoning, if you watch the scene very closely, with no objectivity, it's a very good reason. Bond comes up with a very good reason. He basically ousts his entire company, admits to who he is, but still manages to convince him that, kill me, this is going to be bad. It will be worse coming down. You've got me now. But basically what 007 does is he tells Goldfinger, "You've got me on the ropes here, and you've got me under control. However, if you kill me, you run the risk of the next guy coming in knowing everything that I know. And I'm telling you that he knows everything I know. And he'll be a guy that you don't have imprisoned, that you don't have locked to a table, and he will do more damage. And he is a bigger threat than I am." And so what does Goldfinger do? He says, "Well, maybe you're right. Maybe I do need to keep you alive." And James Bond gets out of the situation, not with gadgets, not with brawn, but with just a bluff. Because it's a Hail Mary pass in that situation. The tension in that scene is just incredible. Even if you know what's happening, the tension is crazy. Because you can see Goldfinger really wants Bond to die, but it's a heavy decision on his part. It's a business decision for Goldfinger, and he realizes, dang, if I can't just kill Bond and him not report in. I have to get him to report in. And Bond, does his thing. He eventually gets out. He buys himself some time. You're not going to see this with this character. It's going to be, "Yes, Queen Slay, the bestest ever." I don't want to see that. And I don't care to see that. I'm just simply going to report it on my channel and refuse to watch it, just like I've refused to watch the other Bond movies with that lowlife Daniel Craig in there, who is a discount James Bond. Okay? Anyway, folks, tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think about the new changing of James Bond. Is it finally the end of the franchise? Or are we going to I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and I'm going to when James Bond comes out, I'm going to watch Goldfinger, and I'm going to fix myself a nice, exquisite meal. I'm going to have a nice drink with it, and I'm going to watch James Bond and give the character and the actor a good send off by watching one of the best Bond movies ever made. Anyway, folks, tell me what you think in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay safe, stay frosty. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye now.